Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to stay locked in and focused on your fitness journey. Let's get into it. Okay, so a lot of people's biggest issue with their fitness journey is literally just sticking with it. Like a bunch of people will be locked in for, let's say, 2 months, 3 months, maybe even six, and then they're going to fall off. So I wanted to give you 5 of my favorite ways to help you lock in on your fitness journey. So the first one is honestly just finding the type of training that you actually enjoy the most. Like personally, my favorite thing to do is resistance training. I love going to the gym and picking up weights. And obviously, I think resistance training is something everyone should do, but that doesn't mean everyone's going to love it. So obviously, as I just said, I think everyone should do it, but it doesn't have to be your main thing. Let's say playing basketball is like your favorite thing. Like playing basketball is exercise. So maybe if you wanted to work out, let's say 5 days a week, maybe you lift 3 days a week, but play basketball 2 days a week. You're still getting 5 workouts in, but 2 of them now are going to be really enjoyable. And the other 3, you're going to have to push yourself through a little bit. But that's going to be a lot easier than if you just tried to resistance train 5 days a week, which maybe you don't enjoy. So just like reducing the amount of, let's call it friction for you wanting to actually go and do said exercise. And it can be whatever. And honestly, if you're just starting and it's just for like general health, hey, you can honestly, like any exercise is good exercise. Truly, like something is always going to be better than nothing. So just finding what you actually enjoy. And like that might take you a little bit. Maybe you don't know, but like go try some stuff. And I will tell you, if you're going to try something, don't just do it once. Like try it a few times before you decide, like, okay, like maybe this really isn't for me. But there's so many fun ways to exercise out there that I'm sure there's something for you. And then you can still try and work in some of the more effective training styles with that so that you kind of get the best of both worlds, but it'll also just make it so much easier for you to stay committed. So the next thing is to have like a goal or an event or like a thing that you're actively training for. Now, I will tell you that if you're going to do this, you're probably then going to have to continually always have a new goal. But this is something that I typically do where like I have a goal for every 3 or 4 months. Some are like year-long goals that are like larger goals, but I'm pretty much always training for something. So like I did a marathon in May. I did it was like a 6 week just fitness challenge overall at the beginning of, it was like through August and September. I did the Impossible Mile at some point in there. I just always have like little fitness goals that I'll just like throw out for myself. My year-long goal for 2026 is a sub 4 hour marathon. At some point, I'm gonna push for a 315 bench. And like as you can see, these goals are kind of all over the place, but it's just whatever I'm like into and wanting to do at the time. And that doesn't mean that I ever stop resistance training. Even when training for my marathon, I still was resistance training. But it's another fun thing to just kind of like focus on for a certain period of time. And I personally really enjoy it. So having some goal or event that you're like training towards, and just a few examples, like maybe you want to do a high rocks. Maybe a marathon's a big goal for you and you want to do a half marathon. Personally, if you're going to do that, I would say what happened to the other half, but that's just me. Those are some goals. You could just have like a strength goal. You could try and do a muscle up. I don't know. There's so many different things out there. Get creative. Think of something. So the next one is, this one is kind of niche, I'd say. And I'm hoping you can take my idea and find a way to implement it in your life. But for me, as you can see, I'm making a YouTube video right now. Like I clearly post on social media. And for me, like having to post every day is like my accountability in a sense, where like it holds me accountable knowing that like, one, I need to constantly have new ideas. And for me personally, the best way to come up with new ideas about the gym is to be in the gym. So plus a lot of times I'm posting just content of me working out. So like for me, having that social media outlet as my way of expressing what I'm doing in the gym is so invaluable to me. And I don't know exactly how you'd work that into your own life, but that's number 3. And number 4 kind of could go along with it depending on how you do it. And that's having some sort of friendly competition with someone. So like maybe in terms of posting, maybe you have like a group chat or something you post stuff in, but having a friendly competition is a really, if you struggle to stay motivated with the gym, it can be so valuable. I know one thing, one of my boys, him and his girlfriend, I don't know if they still do it, but I remember them telling me they did it like a year ago at least, where whoever went to the gym more days out of the month, and I think they like said the most you could do in a week was 6. Like they had some parameters. I don't know their exact setup for it. You can kind of set up however you want, but they did a thing where the loser had to buy the other one like one thing they wanted, and like obviously there was like a price range. You can't ask for a house or something, but that's like a really cool thing. So like maybe you and a friend, and maybe it literally just ends up being like dinner on the other person. But like that is genuinely that, however much money that is, it doesn't really the point. It's the act of like you go back and forth. Now obviously you do have to be truthful with that, or you could have some type of system where maybe you have to take a picture there. I don't know. You could figure that out. But having some type of friendly competition could be really cool. And it doesn't even have to be for like money or anything. It could be for something else. I don't know. Maybe if you and that friend travel somewhere, like maybe it's to decide who's the driver or who picks the music. I don't know. You can figure out what the actual reward is. But like conceptually, having that competitive framework is something that could make it a lot easier to stay motivated in gym. And the last one, I'm putting this in because this for me is a massive one, but maybe it's not for you. Maybe our mental makeups are different. But I think this is like one of the most valuable things. And that is working out and exercising at a preferred time of day. So what do I mean by that? At the beginning of this year, I was working out after work. So I was getting to the gym somewhere between 3 and 4 and leaving somewhere between 4:45 and like 5:15. Somewhere in that general framework. And for me, I was exhausted most days showing up to the gym. And I was just so tired to the point after a day of work, but like all I wanted to do was sit in bed, which it's really hard to sit in bed and be at the gym at the same time. Doesn't really work. So for me, like I didn't really like working out at that time of day. So like it took a lot of discipline for me to like be there all the time, because like yes, I still loved working out, but it just wasn't as much because I was tired and wasn't in the mood for it. Now I switched, so I wake up at 5 a.m. and I work out in the morning, and I don't even have as much time to work out, but I absolutely love my lifts. Like I'm going to sleep like excited. I get to lift in the morning. I wake up. After I'm awake. It takes me like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then I'm finally like excited to go to the gym. I'm usually really excited on my drive there. I have amazing lifts. I'm so into it. And most of that is truly just because like I'm more motivated to work out at that time of day because it's when I want to work out. And for a lot of you, I get that you have jobs, but like under the assumption that most people do work a 9 to 5, right? Let's go with that general basis. I start work at 8:30 and I'm able to work out in the morning. I only get an hour at the gym, but like you can easily wake up at 5 a.m., eat something, shower, because I take a morning shower, go to the gym, come back, I shower and eat again, then I go to work. And I don't have a crazy long commute, but you could definitely figure out a way, like time-wise, to make it work. Especially because, like I said, I start work at 8:30. Most people start work at 9. So yes, commute, whatever, but you can probably find a way. Odds are you can find a way. And if not, that is unfortunate, but I would then on the weekends work out at my preferred time. So that one is the final one, but like truly that one, I feel like you probably tell, I feel like I sounded the most passionate about that one, is so valuable. So with that being said, I hope these 5 things allow you to stay a lot more motivated in the gym and stick with it because it's important for you. So with that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Catch you there.